The next bill is House Bill 605, School Threat Assessment Teams, and Representative Torbett is here to present the bill.
Good morning, and thank you, Chair and members of the Senate Committee, for hearing this. House Bill 605, which is, I believe, the bill number you called out, is School Threat Assessment Teams. What the bill does, it requires threat assessment teams in public school units. It requires all public school units to participate in school safety exercises and programs. It encourages private schools to participate in the school safety exercises and programs, and requires local boards of education to establish peer-to-peer support programs. That's what the bill does. Let me tell you what it's going to do. As we all know, all of us have been extremely focused on school safety for the last numerous years, a decade, we'll say, with the heinous acts that have fortunately kind of evaded North Carolina. But in an effort to keep that from happening, we thought we'd look at different ways to help with the mental health aspect of school safety. The United States Secret Service developed a school plan for school safety, for threat assessing. And this is what we're implementing throughout North Carolina. This would get it brought to bear statewide. What the plan does, I'm going to try to paraphrase it in layman's terms. Let's say little Johnny is an A student, AB student, and over a course of a month or so, little Johnny slips to a D, F. Something's probably going on with little Johnny. And then the coach also notices that he's not as attentive at baseball practice. And he just seems like he doesn't have that get up and go like he used to. Well, coach notices something's going on with little Johnny. And then little Johnny Ball also has a social worker that comes and helps with the issues. And she notices there's something odd. Well, today, those folks may or may not collaborate with each other to try to help little Johnny. What this does, it puts everybody on the same page to try to help little Johnny. It is proven that it not only helps a child get over the thought of harming himself or herself or harming others. And if applied appropriately, I firmly believe in my heart of hearts that it could remedy 30 years from now a Vegas shooter like we had a few years ago, because we've addressed mental health at the earliest most time period of a young individual. This bill will do that throughout North Carolina. I would appreciate, I stand for any question, I appreciate I'm humbled by being able to present this. I appreciate your vote of approval.
Thank you, Representative Torbett. Senator Lee, I believe you have an amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would move to amend the bill to just add really two things, and I think everyone has the amendment. One is to require the governing body, school board, to develop policies for assessment and intervention, not just the individual threat assessment teams. And then also, I believe it's on page 2, adding a section that adds a referral to the appropriate law enforcement agency if the individual is not a student, to the list of required best practices developed by the Center for Safer Schools.
Thank you, Senator Lee. Senator Lee has moved to amend the bill. Is there any discussion about the amendment? Seeing none, Senator McInnes has made a motion to, Senator Lee made the motion to adopt the amendment. So all in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? The amendment carries, and the bill is back before us as amended. Representative Senator Lee.
Just a brief comment. I'd like to thank Representative Torbett. He's actually worked on this for a number of years and has worked very hard with a lot of the stakeholders to bring this forward, and I know it's been a passion of his and the immense amount of time, energy, and effort that he's really put into this for our kids across the state.
Thank you, Senator Lee. Senator Overcash.
Well, welcome, Representative Torbett, to the Senate Education Committee, and welcome to the Dean of the Gaston delegation. Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you, my favorite senator.
Representative, I think it would be important for my fellow committee members to understand the degree to which you've gone on a fact-finding mission for this bill and for another bill I think we're going to hear today. I'm certainly aware of it just from talking with you, but You've taken your education committee on the road to all parts of the state, and just give us the benefit of understanding what you've done in that Herculean task.
I won't belabor the committee meeting. We are on a tight time frame here, the death throes of the end of session, or the waning period of ending session. It has been a heartfelt task. We've encouraged input from students, most importantly, parents, teachers, administrative individuals, and I'll leave you with just one little account. When I was talking to a young lady, this young lady was a 11th grader, I believe, in a high school in our area. And I asked her, I asked the class, said, what is it that concerns you about your school as far as safety goes? And she had the strength to stand up in class and say, Representative, if you go right now to the cafeteria area, you will see at least 3 to 4 doors chalked open by a brick or a rock to allow free movement in and outside the school. I said, thank you so much for telling me that. I will most definitely look into that. And as soon as we finished that discussion with that class, I went and got the assistant principal. We went over to the cafeteria area, and that young lady was exactly spot on. So these are kids in high school picking up on what keeps their school safe. Man, that was just a heartwarming experience, and that's just one story from many we could share on what went on. But thank you all for, like I say, for having me here, and hopefully you can vote affirmative.
Do you have any other questions? Senator Robinson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Representative Torbett. I agree with you, and we've seen a lot of this in our schools, and our kids do want to be protected. We do not want North Carolina to face what we've seen in other states. So I thank you for moving forward with this. Let me ask you just one question, though. Well, I think I'm on the wrong bill. I was looking at the video thing, but I think that this is a good move forward. So I do commend you for doing that. And you've been doing this kind of work for a while, so thank you.
Thank you. The joyful outcome of this is that when I was going one direction on school safety, we actually get a twofer, and it actually has led to the reduction when applied properly. It's led to the reduction to a child taking their own life. So we can also reduce that factor as well.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments, concerns? I believe that Jamie, were you going to speak on this bill? You're on here for the next one, right? Okay, is there anybody here from the public who wishes to be heard on this bill, House Bill 605, School Threat Assessment Teams? Seeing no one, Senator Newton has made a motion favorable to the bill as amended, rolled into a proposed committee substitute with a favorable report to the committee substitute and an unfavorable report to the original bill with a re-referral to rules. All in favor of Senator Newton's motion, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? The motion carries, and the bill will be re-referred to rules as amended.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and members of the committee.